What you may not be aware of is that there are several other industries and subset or subspecialty of business process outsourcing that exist here in the Philippines. So, if we say BPO, it's not just call center or contact center. Hi, how are you doing? It's good that you're here because in today's video, we are going to talk about BPO 101. What is BPO, what is KPO, and basically back to basics. Because this is going to be part of the video series wherein I discuss the basics. I thought that this will be helpful for any one of you watching out there who are new to the BPO industry or maybe are just looking to understand how it operates. So if you're entry level, looking for a job, or maybe career shifter, then welcome to the channel. My name is Rhea. Let me just introduce myself again. I own this channel called Rhea Ninja wherein I help people get hired and thrive in the BPO industry. So let's casually talk about what BPO is and how it operates. Especially if you're new here, for sure you want to learn about the industry. So let's start with the good old definition of BPO. It simply stands for business process outsourcing. And when we say outsourcing, it is a business practice of hiring a vendor or an entity to perform the services of a certain company. So in essence, if there is a client or a company, for example, let's name it Ninja X. Ninja X is the client or the company, and I'm the owner, for example. And my company is growing, and I can't handle the customer support operations anymore because it's going to be super expensive. My company is located in the United States. So what I will do is to outsource my customer support operations, and I'm looking at outsourcing to the Philippines. Later on, we'll explain why. So looking at the Philippines, we have the company's name is BPO A+. So I'm the client, Ninja X, and then BPO A+ offers customer support operations through a call center, voice support, and maybe non-voice or chat or email support. So what I do as a company or a client is I'm going to ask BPO A+ to handle the customer support or customer service operations for me. In essence, BPO A+ is the BPO vendor or the BPO company that lives in the Philippines. So if you are applying to a BPO company, maybe BPO A+, you are then an employee of BPO A+, and I am the client that you're working for. You might also be working for other clients. It depends on where you will be assigned by your BPO vendor or the BPO company that you're applying for. So I'm going to pay BPO A+, and BPO A+ is going to pay you as their employee. So usually, outsourcing is done to cut costs or maximize efficiency. When we are talking about sourcing, there are two common types. So we have offshore outsourcing and nearshore outsourcing. When we say offshore outsourcing, it means that the company or the client is outsourcing a part of its operations outside its country. That's why it's called offshore or off its shore. Like Ninja X is located in the United States, and so it's outsourcing to the Philippines, which is so far from the United States, literally like at the other side of the world. And nearshore outsourcing is when a company outsources its operations to a neighboring country. Companies in the United States are outsourcing their customer support operations and others to BPO companies located in Latin America. Like I know I have viewers from El Salvador, in Chile. I also have from Colombia, Argentina, and comment below if you are from the South America or Latin America. Why do clients or companies hire in the PH or in the Philippines? First, it's considerably cheaper because of the cost of living here, but you can still get quality or top talents. If you search on Google, minimum wages in the United States can be as high as $15 per hour. Depends on the state where they're working or the type of job that they're doing. Like here in the Philippines, that's already so big. And so companies outsourcing to the Philippines will offer a considerably low salary or hourly wage. For them, it's low, but for us here in the Philippines, because we have a different cost of living, it's already like a living wage for us and even more. So the BPO industry is known to pay their employees relatively bigger salary than other industries in the Philippines. Well, although it really depends on which BPO company you are in. Some are paying a bit bigger than usual, some are just still, industry rate or market rate, and some are paying just a tad bit lower, which I believe should actually change. But if you want to know more about that, we have like a lot of discussions on salary and everything, money. You can just link the videos up here so you can check it out if you're interested. Aside from it's considerably cheaper here in the Philippines, it's also because of the good command of the English language of a lot of Filipinos. It is one of our national languages, and so most of the Filipinos here in the Philippines can speak the English language very well. And even though we're not perfect English speakers, understandably, because that's not our first language, we can still speak the language well in a way that we can communicate with customers who have English as their native language. So Americans, Australians, and also British, so it depends on the customers that you have. And we also have our generally being warm and customer service oriented. Especially here in the Philippines, we have a lot of service oriented jobs. So it just makes sense to outsource the customer support jobs in the Philippines because of our naturally caring nature. Would you agree? Comment below if you agree. Well, there are advantages of outsourcing in the Philippines, but obviously there are also some risks. But hopefully in the BPO company that the client will outsource their operations to, the benefits outweigh the risks. So one of the risks is not meeting expectations of talent quality. Most of the clients in big BPO companies don't really have as much control when it comes to recruiting talents or hiring talents, because when it comes to recruitment, it's just the BPO company, the recruiters in the BPO company who will interact with the applicants most of the time, and the hiring will, the job offers would really come directly from the BPO company and not the client. That's how it usually works. But in some accounts, like the one that I've worked in before, the client would hire a client trainer or a client recruiter who would verify if these people actually passed their standards. So it really depends per account or per company. In Multiply Me, where I'm currently working internally on their social media and marketing, a lot of the interviews and the conversations happen between the applicant and the client. And then Multiply Me, as the outsourcing solutions provider or staffing solutions provider, will be there to help in connecting the applicant to the client. It will also help with the interview. But it's always going to be the decision of the client whether the applicant will be hired or not. So the last decision is going to be the client side. That's in Multiply Me. By the way, if you're looking for career opportunities in the Amazon, e-commerce, or digital space, then make sure to check out Multiply Me. I will link the careers page in the description box below so that you can check it out after this video. When it comes to recruitment, again, it depends on the arrangement of the BPO company and the client, however they want to do it, whether the client will be hands off with all the with the process and everything, or if they'll be hands on. So it depends on them. And the second one is hiring Any outside partner to perform business processes for your company may also have like the risk of security and privacy breach. As you know, for example, if my company is Ninja X and it's located in the Philippines and I'm outsourcing or letting someone from the Philippines do the job that's supposed to be done by my in-house employees, and there's always a risk or a threat to that because that company is operating like on the other side of the globe, and who knows what they will do to the customers' accounts and everything like that. There's always that threat, which is why clients and BPO companies work together to make sure that there is really a strong security and privacy agreement, and whatever they need to do to secure customers' accounts or business owners' accounts. And then ultimately it will all boil down to making sure that BPO companies are doing great business with clients who are working with them. If you're watching this and you're still new to the BPO industry, you have to know that BPO is not only call center or contact center. So the first thing that you will think of when we say BPO is that it's call center. You take calls, or it's email or chat support. That's because like most of the jobs that are outsourced here in the Philippines are voice jobs. So it requires us to take calls and handle customer service over the phone. Because that's really like a huge part of the operations of a business. A business is nothing without its customers, and for it to continue nurturing its existing customers and even new customers, attracting new customers, then it is really important that businesses in the world invest in customer service. High quality customer service specialists who can speak the language and who can help resolve customers' issues and concerns. But what you may not be aware of is that there are several other industries and subset or subspecialty of business process outsourcing that exist here in the Philippines. So if we say BPO, it's not just call center or contact center. And I'm saying this because if you're watching this and you feel that you're only limited to, say, taking calls, taking voice call, chat support, or email support, and you feel that that's not really where your passion is, or that's not what you want to do in your life, then that's okay. Nobody's forcing you to do that if you don't want to get into that career. But really getting into the front line, speaking with customers firsthand is a very enriching learning experience, I should say. I've done it when I started, and I think it's one of the best ways to really work your way up in your career. And even though you don't decide to move up to the corporate ladder of success, as they call it, you can definitely apply whatever you've learned in taking calls in a lot of aspects or areas in your life, maybe in starting your own business, being an entrepreneur, or whatever you want to do. But then again, if you don't want to go that route, then there are other industries that you might be interested in. I will go ahead and enumerate them for you. So we have telecommunications, telephone, internet, all those things. Globe, Smart, Sun here in the Philippines, and in the US, the most common ones are AT&T. We have Sprint, Verizon, those things. And we have healthcare and pharmaceuticals, also very big here in the Philippines. We have retail or e-commerce. These are businesses or companies that sell products to customers. And we have banking, where I worked for a long time. We have recruitment. So most of the time, the BPO companies or vendors would take care of the recruitment, account management, performance of the agents, everything like that. We have HR management, like your benefits, admin. Those are usually taken care of by, a BPO vendor or a BPO company. And then we even have gaming. I know that in my previous company, there was a gaming account that was like so exciting for a lot of gamer applicants. And yeah, if that's where your passion lies, then you might as well go ahead and apply for gaming accounts. And we also have IT or tech support. Here in the Philippines, again, most of the BPO services are customer service. So that includes executing business functions such as customer support, email services, appointment scheduling. And we also have voicemail services, or it's like a receptionist services wherein business owners set that up with a BPO company, and when customers call, they will get to that voicemail. Well, that's self-explanatory. And that at least bridges the gap between the business and the customers, especially when the business is still closed or not operating yet. And we also have marketing or telemarketing, cold calling people or leads. For example, if a company is offering a product or service and they're looking for customers, then they might ask a BPO company to do the telemarketing or the cold calling or outbound calling for them. And we also have surveys, like calling customers to do quick surveys. We have payment and order processing and also customer feedback. So as you can see, there are quite a lot. However, it doesn't all stop there. We also have what we call the KPO, which is a subset of BPO. It's called Knowledge Process Outsourcing. And this one is already big here in the Philippines. These BPO services in the KPO umbrella is really for high-level business expertise. Whereas in BPO, most of the services that are outsourced are customer service, tech support, or sales support, or if you notice, those responsibilities that need to be outsourced to a lot of people, like it's like a mass hiring, that's where the BPO services usually lie, where in the KPO or knowledge process outsourcing is more of like the high-level operation of the business. And most BPO companies would hire people who have extensive experience or specialty in that particular industry. So I'll give you some examples. Data analytics, data and knowledge management, internet and web research. We also have customer feedback analysis. It's more of like research and analysis. And it also includes the following. We have legal process outsourcing. So it is for high-level legal work. We have legal agreements, performing legal research, and even legal advice. And we also have research process outsourcing as part of KPO. So these companies specialize in supporting like business, investments, biotechnology, and even marketing companies. We also have IT and software processes. These will focus on technical support functions like app development. We have testing and technical support. We have automated data capture, all those things, all those techie things. And we also have finance and accounting services. So these include general accounting, billing services, accounts management, and auditing. So if you're a CPA maybe or a bookkeeper, then you can definitely apply. Then we have human resource services. A lot of companies have workforce or staffing challenges. So the tasks include payroll services, healthcare administration, hiring and recruitment, training, insurance processing, and retirement benefits for employees. And we even have travel KPO. So this subset of BPO will include travel logistics, hotel reservations, vehicle bookings, and as you know, the entire premise of this is to be able to save money and be more efficient as a business, which is why they're outsourcing to BPO vendors in the Philippines. So each BPO company here in the Philippines specialize in different areas of different industries, so it really just depends on their specialty. We also have back office transactions. So most of the time you'll know the ones taking calls, the ones who are answering chat or emails, but you don't know there are also a lot of back office employees in the BPO industry, the ones that you don't usually see. So we have transactions like check, credit, and debit card processing. We have payment collection, direct and indirect procurement, transportation, logistics, and even warehouse management. So there's so much that is waiting for you in the BPO industry. I'm sure there are still a lot, but these are the only things that I can cover in this particular video. And if you do some more research, you will know more about the different industries. If I miss anything, feel free to comment below. And also you can suggest any topics that you want me to discuss in our future videos. So that's it for today's Back to Basics. I just really went through the entire operations of the BPO industry. And if you want to know more about how the different accounts work in a BPO company, I have a special video about that. I can link it up there. It's about account validation, so that you can check it out after this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Take care. Bye.